Hey, what's going down, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. Soul Effect, and Shotty for the R&B Talk Show. Standing right here on the right, on the right side, you see this brother right here. You know, he go by Antfar Music. He's a singer and a rapper, songwriter. He got a brand new single called "Wait for Me," which is available on all digital outlets. So, with that being said, welcome to the R&B Talk Show, my brother.
Man, appreciate you for having me, man. Appreciate it.
Man, so how's the weather over there? Where you at?
It's getting winterish. It's a little cold. Some days it might be a little warmer than other, but yeah, it's definitely you definitely know winter's here.
Yeah, you ain't lying, man, because like between fall and winter, man, I call it bipolar season. It's,
Right, right.
man, but I want to
Sometimes,
talk about.
some days,
I go ahead, my bad.
no. I was just gonna say some days it feel like fall, some days it feel like winter.
Exactly, man.
Today
I
it
want
feels
to
like
talk about this brand new single called "Wait for Me" and how this
okay.
record became about.
Man, to be honest, the inspiration came from just your typical guy not doing what he's supposed to do in a relationship or whatever the case may be, and after a woman tolerates so much or whatever and being fed up, she's headed out the door, and pretty much the guy's explaining to her like, hey, before you go, you know, let me try my last hand and trying to make sure that I keep something that I know that's rare, pure, and good. So that's what the inspiration behind is. It's your typical stuff that couples go through every day.
Yeah, because man, when I heard the record, man, I say, it's dope, man. Because especially you get to a certain age, you get a point in life where it's like, okay, I know how I was when I was coming up as a young man. And I'm at this age where, okay, I know
Right,
what I want now. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm not 22,
right,
you know what I'm saying? I'm in my 30s, you know what I'm saying? And I know where I'm at the moment
right.
and stuff. Was this song done and recorded the same day, or did it take some time to kind of build that up?
So I wrote the song in the same day, but as far as so this is my first time ever writing and producing a heart and soul style record. So normally I would do pretty much just turn on the radio and then create something that I feel like is appealing to what I'm hearing on the radio. And on this one, I pretty much just did what I felt. So because this was my first time creating a heart and soul style record, it did take me some time to get the pieces in place. So I probably worked on this song probably about 3 weeks to a month.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
Hmm.
because especially, it's like you can have the hook. You think to yourself, like, okay, I got the first verse. I want to make sure that
Uh,
my second verse is stronger than the first one, then I could just
right,
execute it,
right, right, right.
some kind of way and stuff. So yeah. Now correct me on this. Is there a visual behind it?
Yes, I shot a reel behind it. Matter of fact, it's I just released the second one today or whatever. So it's two separate reels that I create videos that I created for the song.
Okay, cool, man. So we're gonna take it all the way back, before we talk about rest of your catalog, say that you put out,
Okay.
say back in like
Okay.
2021, the first one. Okay. So
Mhm.
growing up, when did you know that you want to be an artist?
So actually the artist is actually something new for me. Like I've only been an artist for about I want to say a strong 3 or 4 years. The motive that came behind that was really so I've always been a keyboardist. That's my
Yeah.
first instrument, and I've been in that for about 20, 22 years. So over the course of that, and me working with a lot of national artists, local artists, I've been able to see the format in terms of how they built songs. So the artist really just came from me pretty much leaving nothing on the table, man. There's a lot of musicians out there that sing, that can also rap, that can also produce, that can also play multiple different instruments. And sometimes what we do as musicians is limit ourselves to our one or two things we've done. So for me, because I chose music as a profession, I just want to feel like I want to. By the time I put this down, I want to be able to comfortably say that I've left nothing in the tank. I've tried everything, every obstacle, every. So yeah, that's really what you're seeing in this phase now is me being an artist. Is me. I've already played keys, played drums, played guitar, and I've done it to a certain level that I feel comfortable to say that I've impacted, uh, uh, if not the world, my city, if to say the least.
Yeah. I think it's cool though for you to be multi-talented because it's one thing, when you have a producer see you a beat or you might get a beat from, off the internet and stuff like that. But for you to be multi-talented, create sound like, okay, like this is what I want, so I want the intro to sound like this. And then by the time I do the bridge, I could just, hit a whole run on that one and stuff. So I think it's the dope part about it, and
Right.
stuff. When did you develop start to like write songs, when it comes to being like a singer and a rapper?
For being honest, that was new. I wrote my first song probably only about 3 years ago, and then I took a break from it. Um, Probably for like 2 years straight because I was doing a lot of traveling with Kevin Ross, and I was also doing a lot of promoting and was really getting into the business aspect of music in terms of booking venues and finding out, understanding the revenue in terms of how that's break down. So luckily for me, the song that I released right before "Wait for Me," which is called "Love All Over," that was my first record that I've written in probably 3 or 4 years, and I'm happy that the skill ain't really leave or whatever. So yeah, yeah, it's still something I'm getting comfortable with, but what you hearing in these records is 22 years of education, like understanding how songs are being formatted, understanding the structure of a song to be able to do something that appears like that. I've been doing it forever, but I'm actually new to it.
Absolutely, because I always feel like, music doesn't have an age limit, when you debut as an artist, no matter how old you is and stuff, because it's more like based off, but like things are read in your mind all your life from a little boy to a teenager to a young man to a full grown man, it's
Uh,
especially, culture relationships, so-called
right,
friends, jobs,
right, right, right,
whole life. Yeah, all that pretty much builds up to, to a person. I agree on
right,
that one. So
right, right,
we're gonna
right.
start off on your catalog. So the song called Torch in 2021.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So what made you? So how'd you come with this record?
To be honest, those records that like anything prior to 2023, really, man, I was just trying. Like I probably even before so the very first single I ever that I actually released was Runaway. And I released Torture and all those other things a little bit after that. But this was really me just trying to get the structure of a song, put something out that sounds um that really just feels like a record or whatever. So at that particular time or whatever, my focus wasn't necessarily on trying to find a particular topic to talk about or trying to find. I was just trying to find anything that I felt like, okay, this sounds like a decent record. Now from 23 to I'm sorry, 2023 up to now is when you really can dissect into my music and really listen to the story that's being told and the messages getting across. So Source was really just me really trying to lock down the structure of a song.
The next one's called Overtime.
Overtime was my first experiment trying. So Toast was really more so of a urban, I don't want to say hood kind of record, but more of an urban type of record. Overtime was more so was my first club record that I written. So something that I felt like that I can at the time I was listening to on the radio that I felt like can compete with what's been played in the club. So that's what the Overtime was.
Yeah, that's a hot joint right there, man. I like that
I
record, man.
appreciate it. I
Because when I
appreciate
first
it.
heard it, I was like, that's the type of song you could put like in a TV drama. Since I thought about The Shine, I thought about hey, what's that one show? I wish it never canceled, man. I thought about BMF. I thought about that. In my
Oh
mind.
wow, yeah,
I
yeah.
was like, depending on what the scene for the blended, I say,
Uh-huh.
yeah, that'll be perfect. Stuff.
Yeah, no, I appreciate
Uh,
it, man. Matter of fact, my guy try to pitch it to him. Well,
you
no, the
guys
season
too,
over
man.
now.
You
I
guys
think
too,
yeah.
man. And stuff. The next one is "Loving on You."
Uh, that actually was again, man. Like these are records that and as you can hear, these are
Mhm.
like completely different styles of records. Like I was just
Yeah,
that song I wanted to do, I wanted that was my first pitch of doing a record that was a little more intimate, a little bit more for that women can relate to. you know what I'm saying, in a relational status. But yeah, but and crazy enough or whatever, that's one of people's favorite songs of mine that they earlier during that phase that they said they really rock with.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Hmm.
But that's what you kind of do, like, you know what? Okay, like I finally arrived, what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Now, like,
Hmm.
people like what I'm digging, that I could just go for that. Then I kind of like, like, let me go to the studio, let me see if I can create more magic and then try to
Right, right,
follow
right,
it
right, right,
every
right,
day.
right. Mhm.
The next one is Already Got You.
Yeah, so that was a record that I did. That was also another record that kind of remind me of something that was playing on the radio during the club. And my homie that was actually featured on that record called Shay Jennifer, man, he's doing incredible things now with a group called Solidified. It was on a show on Netflix, and now they're touring, touring the country. So
Mhm.
yeah, that record was fun, basically because that was my first record that I did with a feature.
Oh wow.
Hmm.
The next one, I think we talked about that. I don't know if we did or not. Runaway.
Run Away. So that was the very first record that I ever released.
Okay, yeah, guess
Very
right. We
first
did touch
record.
on that. So like, let me skip
Yeah,
over that.
yeah, no,
Okay.
you
Yeah. So the next one is Get Out. Okay, yeah, Get Out My Way.
So Get Out My Way. How that came up about my brother of mine who's also a producer songwriter. He had sent me the hook of that just randomly with another to another beat he did, and he really wasn't doing anything with it. So I took the hook that he did and produced the beat behind it and wrote the verses in it, and that's what you hear. That song was really more so in my opinion club something that the younger generation will more so relate to versus the more older
Absolutely.
folk.
But when it comes to you being an artist, it's one thing you write own songs. Do you ever thought to yourself like, I would love to collaborate, with a female artist, or if I got a
Yeah,
male artist, if it's like a song where it's something like I'm moving on, say like, like look what you done to me, so I can get a
right, right,
rapper
right, right.
to do that verse. So is there any future plans as far as when it comes to collaborating with like a guest artist?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm actually looking forward to it. I'm just understanding dealing with people scheduling or whatever and trying to make sure that that I understand whoever that I'm seeking to feature on a record, that I understand their voice and understand their style enough to make sure that as I'm writing their verse or they writing their own verse to just make sure that it fits the feel of the song or whatever. But yes, I feel like some of my best records so far has come from me collaborating with people. So I'm absolutely looking forward to that, going towards the future.
Absolutely. Because I've been to ask you too. When you start to be active, or first put out your solo music, you thought to yourself like, like what type of style should I sport? Or as far as what you got on, like saying like this been me since like day one, or did it took some
Right, right,
time to
right.
kind of like get in that artist mode image?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So I'm also fortunate enough, and I have my own band that also perform not locally and nationally, and that gives me an opportunity to that I'm actively performing in front of people and I'm actively seeing what they're responding to. So yeah, I definitely take that into consideration, and I'm and I definitely and definitely am taking that approach towards the music that I'm releasing going forward. I have an idea of the type of music they want to hear, the styles they want to hear, and the image they want to see.
Absolutely and stuff. Yeah. So correct me on this one. This next joint, I mean, like this next project is going to be like a full EP or like a full LP album, or it's kind of more like you just build up songs till you get to that point.
Yeah, yeah, I'm definitely just building up songs, man. I'm releasing the singles pretty much between about every 4 weeks, until I get a project built up, and right now I'm currently working on a Valentine's Day show for for, that I'm it's looking like it's gonna be Friday, maybe February 15th. So pretty much I'm gonna build up, I'm gonna release music up until then, and then and probably do a big concert for that weekend.
That's what's up, though, man. Yeah, yeah. Because I'm going to ask you, though, if anybody has never got an opportunity to see you, say like see you perform, like if you could tell the ladies, say, the fellas, like what's your show experience like when you perform on stage?
It's man, you absolutely have to come to a live show, man. it's definitely unexpectedly good. And what I mean by that is, even though I'm early on in my artist journey, I've been in this business for 22 years, and I've done it nationally and locally. So what comes with that is that I've had the and in a lot of my career, I wasn't just a fly on the wall. I was the music director. So
Yeah,
I played a part into creating the shows for some of your artists you've already been. So saying it to say, my show is the thing you won't expect is that you're gonna really get the experience of a live show, like you really like you seeing the biggest, one of your biggest A-list artists. Despite my name may not be as big as that or whatever. So you absolutely gotta come check out a live show.
yeah, man. I most definitely, man. 'Cause, see, my view, I said, man, I know this brother make a killing on stage, man. I'm like, yo, just give him a mic, man. Say get the DJ, then hey,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
game over.
yeah, yeah. Hmm. Hmm.
Absolutely and stuff. For you, being a part of, this business, saying 22 years, like what's the highs and lows that you learned from, like your experiences, when it comes to like you dealing with bad contracts, managers, little stuff like that. So what's the lessons you learned? Talk to yourself like, you know what? I'm glad that I got a smart brain. We take chances because sometimes we be fooled and nobody don't tell us, hey, bro, I wouldn't deal with that person if I was you. So, have you ever went through that? Like the early beginning of it.
Absolutely, and I still currently go through it, man. Like so, even though um, I mean, sometimes you go through it or whatever, and sometimes it may even burn dealing with it in the moment. I look at it, all of it as nothing is a failure. Like all of it is God for whatever reason preparing you for your next journey. Like I'm a big believer in and and you could pray for something, but are you ready to receive what it is that you've been praying for? Meaning, as in, once you get that opportunity or you get that blessing you've been praying on, is that going to are you going to be able to handle the good and bad that come with it? Is it going to change you? Is it going to change the people around you? So I can comfortably say that I've never had any bad experience that wasn't good for me. Like if in some way, form, or fashion, it either taught me or made me stronger to be able to deal with the the things that I'm dealing with now in my career.
Yeah, absolutely. 'Cause especially you hear so much. I see the artist on Instagram, no name mentioned it. He was like, all I want to just get signed to a label. I'm like, I hear you on that, young man, but you gotta be careful. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
What
yeah,
you desire.
yeah,
But it's good to be
yeah,
independent, have your own distribution. Because at the end of the day, everything you work hard for belongs to you. If you do have kids, you can pass, like your whole publishing could go to them and everybody be taken care of, to a certain
yeah,
point.
yeah. And I'm grateful enough to be in a position and have been in a position for quite some time that my life, like I've been making money off of solely just being a musician for the bulk of my life. So this profession is already without being signed or without has already been able to grace me with any cars I want, any houses I wanted, any
Man.
anything in terms of that my family may be in need of. So yeah, and I know that that's not a norm situation for most people. But I would suggest people get it how you get it or whatever. If you some people I feel like needs to be signed to a label, or some people I feel like may have may be able to figure out a way to get what they want without it. And I've been fortunate enough thus far to been able to reap a lot of benefits from my hard work.
Yeah, but it's a blessing, this stuff, Some people when they get in positions, like you can't tell them nothing, man. They end up messing up their
Yeah,
blessings and stuff like that,
yeah,
because God know it's time for you to give it, say give it all that from you and for you to
yeah.
actually, receive it from there. Um, and I was getting said, I lost my whole train of thought. Okay. Yeah, so how did you come with the name Antfar Music?
And farm music, man. Shout out to a mentor of mine, uh, by the name of Sean Miles, man. We call him Smiles, a dope keyboardist, dope producer. He so he was mentoring me at the time, and I think at this time I might have been only about 14 or 15, and I didn't have an email address. So during that time or whatever, when you were a professional keyboardist, the only way you get music to learn for certain gigs or whatever was through people emailing you. Not like now how somebody could just text you the song. You had to get. So anyway, it was a gig that he was preparing me for. And he was saying, "Hey, yo, what's your email address?" And I was like, "Yo, Smiles, I don't have an email address." And that's, he gave me a good 20-minute lecture about, yo, you gotta have an email address. So he said, "I'm gonna make you up one right now," and just start typing in. Let's just say anything, and
Right.
farmmusic@gmail.com. And I took the name Ant Farm Music, and that's been my name ever since.
Oh wow, man, that's crazy, man. It seems like God put him in that position, say, for him to do that, bless you with that, man. I know you have conversations, be like, hey,
Yeah,
remember that time that you gave that name, man, and stuff.
yeah, yeah. He probably don't remember. Like, and matter of fact, I'm gonna share this clip with him when I see. He probably Sean has helped so many musicians out of the DMV area, man. This just another story to add on to his gratitude and his contribution towards all of us as keyboardists. So man, special shout going out to my brother Sean Miles, man.
Absolutely. Yeah, like before we wrap it up, okay, like got the show, so you got a show coming up in February the 15th. You put out more music and
Yes.
stuff. You work with any artists on their projects, or you just right now just like all about you right now?
Right now, my main focus is really on me, man. I feel like that. So I'm DMV based, and I'm kind of DMV established already for the most part. Established enough or whatever that I can throw a show at some some very known venues in the DMV and sell them out, such as the Fairs of Blues and Jazz or City Winery when it was open or virtually. But right now my main focus is on me because I do feel like that. I belong to the world. I feel like the world should get a chance to experience some of the things that I've been able to accomplish in my hometown or whatever. So right now, my main focus is really on me getting my music out there, getting some shows maybe in some other cities, but definitely down the line or whatever. I'm definitely gonna be open to it, but just not right at this moment.
Yeah, absolutely and stuff. Man, with that being said, my brother, thanks for taking the time coming on here, man. Big shouts to Miss V, the
Yes,
PR
sir.
for setting this interview up. Big shouts to Miss Carla. And man, looking forward to man, 2026, man. Come back on here, man,
Yes, indeed.
bringing us more jams, man, right here on the RB Talk Show and stuff.
Yes,
So
indeed.
yeah, man, with the being said, my brother, you have a blessed night. And we out of here.
You too. You too.
Right, you got it.